FightSaga.com and Halftime Pizza proudly present Royal Week Radio chats with ring announcer and commentator Joseph Heron.
Welcome. Happy, what day is it today? Thursday evening. Holy cow, guys. And I have a feeling by the time we finish the show, we're going to try to keep it within 60 minutes. But I have a feeling I might be ranting here until midnight. I'm in just one of those moods, but to help reel me in and keep me grounded, I've asked the boss to join me this evening, the one and only, the incomparable G Funky Boxing. G!
Yes. Thanks for having me over, Joseph. It's always a pleasure talking with you. And we got some interesting things to talk about tonight.
Oh, boy, let me tell you, a ton of ignorance floating around the internet. And guys, just like James Gogi, just like Ronnie Shields, just like Rick Laser, G-Funky, James from the Boxing Voice, don't forget about him. We're here to bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yep, ton of ignorance floating around the internet, and we're here to give it to you Florida style, brother. We're going to give it to you straight. Yep. And, one thing that's becoming an epidemic, or maybe it's been an epidemic, not only is this sport riddled with businessmen who want to be Floyd Mayweather, like in boxing or in basketball, you not want to be like Mike, right? Well, everyone wants to be like Floyd without having to pay their dues and go through the grind and be active and fight champions and all of that, right? And he built his fortune, the hard way. How long was he a pro before he got that Oscar De La Hoya fight, G-Funky?
Oh, boy. Probably over 10 years, at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, he paid his dues. Once again, before he struck it rich and really found his nugget, wearing the black hat opposite Oscar De La Hoya in that brilliant 24/7, which made him a star. Yeah, he was in a couple pay-per-view flops. Arturo Gatti, Zab Judah, Carlos Baldemir. Those didn't make shit, right? It wasn't until he, he really owes Oscar a huge level of gratitude. He better be sending him a nice fruit basket every single Christmas. That's all I have to say.
Right.
And all of these guys, and they hire very smart, experienced people around them. And do they listen to them, G?
No, most of the time they don't. And it just doesn't make sense, because why would you pay them in order to advise you to do the right thing, and then you go off and listen to somebody else? Yeah,
some assholes. And once again, Don Chargan had a name for these people who probably, two categories, right? There are some people, right, that have the fighter's best interests at heart, but wouldn't know a fish hook or a left hook from a fish hook. Doesn't know shit about the business, and they're still whispering shit into that fighter's head. And Don used to call them urban advisors. And he said, Joseph, it's so easy to create a disgruntled fighter. All you have to do is take him into the next room and say, hey, how much did you make in your last fight? Oh, I made this much. That's it? And you're a headliner on Showtime? Oh, boy. All right. Well, good luck, man. Best of luck. Good luck with that. Hey, wait a minute. How much you think I should be? Oh, come on now, man. Okay. That's how easy it is, and that's how quickly you can create a disgruntled fighter. And then you just have assholes who are con men in this business and that are salesmen who have the gift of the gab but really don't know shit and are big phonies and frauds. And those guys don't really last long in this business, but they create a lot of havoc the short term or short tenure that they are in this business, right? Mm-hmm. And boxing is littered with them. Those are, both of them, though, guys, are equally big problems. Now, once again, there's this channel that call themselves the Shit Bucket or something like that, and they seem to, or at least they claim to have the skinny on this, but they're fucking idiots. Once again, I don't want to cast aspersions, but guys, you deserve to know the truth, and they're idiots who don't know this business either, right? One of them is I know them very well. I know one of the guys very well, and I used to do some work with him, and once again, he's a mouth breather. Let's put it that way. And G-Funk, am I being a little too harsh? Should I even be saying that?
I mean, I wouldn't, but you can do whatever you want. This is your channel, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's the last I'm going to say about it. But anyway, what did they say? I couldn't even make it through the entire interview because it's impossible to listen to those fucking knuckleheads. Go ahead. What did they say?
Well, what I heard was it was from an inside source very close to the situation.
Jeez.
That this contract that was sent from Top Rank over to Man Down Promotions, which is Earl Spence and Derek James.
He's his promoter. No, not Derek James. Derek James is just
a trainer.
Yeah.
But they mentioned Derek James, that those two went ahead and made the decision for Frank without actually consulting with Frank. And that was the problem right there.
Lie number one. Okay. What really happened once again? According to someone very close to the negotiation that I cannot name, but he's a Hall of Fame matchmaker and he works with Top Rank. I'll just say that. Damn it. I might as well just mention the name, but I'm not going to do it. I promised I wouldn't. But anyway, very close to the negotiation. They went through the proper channels, sent the contract to TMB, Tom Brown, who then sent the contract to and consulted Al Heyman, who is the advisor of Frank Martin. Al Heyman then spoke to Frank Martin, the kid. That's how he was referenced. Yeah, and then got in touch with the kid. Everyone agreed to terms. And then, well, Al Heyman and Frank Martin came back with, okay, we need more money. Can we get an extra $500,000? No, that's not possible. But I tell you what, we'll give you half that amount. That'll put you over $1 million in gross proceeds. That's by far your biggest payday to date. Now, I understand it's the toughest fight, but that's by far your biggest payday. And look, you're fighting for the vacant WBC Lightweight Championship. So the two reasons why you get in this business, right? If you're a fighter, to become champion and to make money. He got that opportunity in one fell swoop, both to attempt to accomplish both of those things. And confirmed by Top Rank, that's what happened. They contacted the guy. They said, okay, we can give you $1.05 million, which is $1,050,000. Sold. Everyone agreed to the deal. Al Heyman confirmed this with Frank Martin. Everyone agreed to the deal. The kid agreed to the deal, right? So when it comes time to send over the contract, they send it to Tom Brown, send it to Errol Spence, send it to Al Heyman. And when they send it to the kid to put his John Hancock on it, crickets, nothing, nada. Didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I really don't even know what to say. His only response to the whole situation, for those of you that aren't on X or Twitter, what it used to be called, was, I ain't duck shit. And I ain't after no 50-50. All right, is what he said. That's all we know from his side so far, other than what Joseph just told you, who, again, he spoke to someone very close to the negotiations. So it is a mystery, that's for sure. And yeah, we just don't know what it is. We can take some guesses at it, but it's really crazy, the whole situation.
Look, I don't buy the whole theory, it's dissension with Derek James. No, dude. Look, Derek James, he may not be able to give Frank Martin the one-on-one tutelage that he feels he deserves. But I guarantee you that's not the problem. And he's not disgruntled with, I'm sure he's very happy with the treatment he's gotten from Errol Spence and Derek James. I mean, come on. You get to spar and prepare for each opponent. Now, the option of possibly sparring and working with Ryan Garcia at 140.
Yeah.
Sparring with Errol Spence Jr. Being in camp with Anthony Joshua. Being in camp with Jermell Charlo. Oh, that's terrible for your career, isn't it? Once again, a lot of fighters who aren't big earners, yeah, they'll often complain that they don't get the kind of one-on-one treatment that they feel they deserve. But you know what? It's not about that. You go and talk to any fighter at the Wild Card or at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy or at Ronnie Shields' gym, and it's part of a commune. You learn from everyone around you, okay? And everyone there helps each other out. And you can't tell me that being affiliated in the same gym with three of the biggest earners in boxing right now, Anthony Joshua, Ryan Garcia, and Errol Spence Jr., and now Jermell Charlo, who's making a cool $5 million, those are four of the top earners in boxing. And you mean to tell me that's hazardous to your career? Holy shit. So, guys, I don't think that's the problem. And if anyone thinks Derek James had anything to do with making this deal, well, they don't know shit about boxing and they don't know shit about the business.
Right. Doesn't make sense.
Up to this point, have I left anything out, G Funky?
No, you're right. Because, being around other people, we've heard the term iron sharpens iron.
That's it.
We hear that often. And again, if you've never been in a gym before, you don't know what the atmosphere is like. You're right. When guys are training and they all got fights coming up, yeah, it's like a family. You know, you want to see everybody do well, and it's funny to hear these things. You know, like, why would he have Ryan Garcia there? And you know, like, well, why the fuck wouldn't he want Ryan Garcia there? Guy's a huge name.
Yeah,
and
you're hoping that he includes you in one of his training videos. Bonus,
right?
Once again, why wouldn't you want those proven attractions there? Those champions, right? That's what you aspire to become. And unfortunately, Frank Martin may have, made a terrible decision that could hinder his ability to gain both of those. Yep. Now, once again, you know, and the more I don't want to believe it, the more I tell this and talk to people within the business, they seem to think, look, if it's not an injury, more than likely, he took the terrible advice from someone who doesn't know shit about this business, one of his quote unquote urban advisors.
Yeah. And
you know what? I didn't want to believe it, but the more people I talk to, they're like, yeah, I can see that. And it wouldn't be the first time. Once again, this happened with K9 Bundridge, right? And he turned down. He got pissed. No, Manuel, you know what, man? Canelo, I haven't been able to get the Canelo fight because he's afraid of me, and you haven't done a good job as a manager getting me that Canelo fight. And you know what? I don't want you as my manager or trainer anymore. And he turned down, he let some idiot talk him into turning down a 3-fight deal with Golden Boy Promotions. And what happened to him after that? He lost his IBF bullshit title to Ishe Smith, and you never heard from him again. How did that work out?
Yeah, didn't work out too well. And that's what happens when you listen to people that don't know shit. All right.
And once again, I could go on and on and on and on about this, right? Look at Adrian Broner. Look at Terrence Crawford blaming, Top Rank didn't want me to become a superstar. Holy shit.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. Why on earth would they not want you to become a superstar, Crawford? That is one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard a fighter say. And look, I love Crawford.
Yep.
I've been saying for years here on YouTube that I think he's the most skilled guy in boxing.
Yep, by far.
My God, Why on earth would you think that the people that are promoting you wouldn't want you to be a success? Unbelievable.
Especially when they make you the highest paid in terms of guarantee, pre-fight guarantee, highest paid welterweight outside of Manny Pacquiao.
Right.
Okay. And now he's on this post-fight victory lap on every mainstream media outlet he can visit. And he's shitting on the business and the practice and the people who made him a big star and a very wealthy man.
Yes.
Does that make any sense?
None. And not to mention, and I put this on Twitter or X. I'm having a trouble calling it X, but I put it out there like, where were all these fans that he has all of a sudden? Like, why weren't they buying his pay-per-views against Khan and Sean Porter and David Avenetian? Like, if anybody, you should be mad at these guys for not supporting you.
That's it.
You can pay handsomely.
That's it.
For not even selling tickets or pay-per-views.
To quote Bob Arum, you know what? I lost a ton of money investing in Terrence Crawford. It's like a bad slot machine that never paid off.
Give me a
I could have bought a really nice house in Beverly Hills for the amount of money that I lost on Terrence Crawford. Yeah, but he didn't want him to become a star. Yeah, okay. Fucking, Now, once again, that's a special kind of stupid, guys. And unfortunately, this business is littered with guys who are a special kind of stupid. And once again, X marks the spot. Teddy Atlas. Like, why have we even heard of Teddy Atlas? Why?
Because of boxing?
Yes. And he wasn't even Tyson's head trainer. But he made a boxing. The only reason why I'm even talking and you're even listening to me is because of boxing. Yet it's a corrupt sport, and it's a terrible, shady business that needs a centralized government-run council.
Oh my goodness, Teddy.
Okay, now once again, this is a guy who the only reason why he would know who the fuck this guy is because of the very business that he, every time he opens his mouth, seems to shit all over. And now, here's the biggest irony when it comes to Teddy, and we're not finished. We're going to go into everything that he said about Tyson Fury. That's going to be later on in the show, right? Oh, boy. This is a guy, the biggest irony is, this is a guy who now champions and is a huge advocate of the biggest crook in fucking major sports in America, UFC, Dana White. Oh, you know what? Dana White, it's fair. You know, you don't see these one-sided mismatches in UFC. Yeah, because he doesn't give a fuck. He rips every athlete off. Once again, on average. And once again, you can see this on paper, right? California, Nevada, everywhere. In boxing, they have to be transparent. If a manager or an advisor, anyone who's handling these fighters, if they want to see the money, where the money trail is, how much you made, what's a taxable income, they have to disclose that to you. It's part of the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act. They have to. And this guy is a huge advocate of Dana White. Once again, on average now, prize fighters in boxing make an average of 80% of the gross proceeds. Sometimes they make over 100% if the event loses money. Yeah. Like as in Terrence Crawford. Right?
Yep.
Yet they don't want him to become a big star. Anyway, more with that. But look, UFC on average, and I got this from someone who used to work for UFC, on average, they pay their athletes 13% of the gross.
Holy shit.
Yep. Now consider this. Boxing, 80%. UFC, 13%. Yet boxing is the most corrupt sport. Fuck you, Teddy.
Right. And you see my man, Team Batman, in the chat's got it right on the head. Teddy's shilling for the UFC is out of hand. Exactly. I'm about fed up with Teddy. He's been
once again, this is a special kind of stupid once again. This guy is such a fucking idiot. He doesn't even understand. Why don't you ask Dana White why he refuses to call up a stand-up pugilist? Why don't you ask him why he doesn't restrains and has once again told all of his employees never on the air, on a podcast, ever refer to his stand-up pugilists as boxers or that they're boxing in the arena? Why? Does he even fucking know this? No. And do you know why? Do you know why he does, G Funky?
Why?
So his athletes aren't protected within the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act. You can't be protected because technically you're not a boxer. They're strikers. And this guy is saying that boxing is corrupt?
Right.
It's the most corrupt sport on the planet. Kiss my ass, Teddy.
Here, I got some for Teddy.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
And the reason why, guys, we are bringing these guys up. Terrence Crawford, these are guys who should know better, but they don't. The business is littered with this. And let's apply this now to Frank Martin. Well, let me give you one more story, right? Just for good measure, so you know it's an epidemic within our business. Evander Holyfield, the real deal. Who did he hire as his head trainer after he lost to Riddick Bowe?
The late, great Manny Stewart.
Yes, sir. He hated being called Manny, by the way, and Jim Lampley did it on the air on purpose just to get under his skin. Manny, man, I always hated when people called me Manny, and Jim, just to get under my skin, he would do that motherfucker. My name is Emmanuel. My name is Emmanuel. That's the name that my mama calls me, my dad, everybody calls me Emmanuel, except for Jim Lampley. And he hated it. Okay, so don't do that again, man, on this show. I'm kidding. Emmanuel Stewart, though. Yeah, you're right, though. He hired Emmanuel Stewart, and they agreed on an amount before he actually started camp and came up with a strategy to beat the best heavyweight on the planet at the time, Riddick Bowe, the most skilled heavyweight on the planet, Riddick Bowe.
Big Daddy Bowe.
Yep. And after the fight, he got his check. And he goes, oh, wait a minute. This is not what we agreed on. And Evander was just sitting there doing nothing with his posse around him. And someone got in Emmanuel's face and said, look, anyone can hold a towel for the champ. You're lucky to even get that.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel goes, oh, shit. Well, there's no point in me even talking about this. Give me my fucking check and don't lose my number, motherfucker. If you didn't know Emmanuel Stewart, every sentence was MF, right? And so, guys, I'm telling you that it wouldn't surprise me, and it doesn't surprise anyone in this business when I tell this what actually happened, and that it very well could be Urban Advisors strike again, filling another prize fighter yet again, full of a bunch of bullshit, and they believe it. Because nothing else makes sense here. Yeah. Nothing else makes sense. G Funky, am I wrong? Can you make sense of this? And already I've been told it's not an injury, which would be another reason for it.
Yeah, no, I really can't make sense of it. And again, guys, if you haven't checked out some of my videos and my interviews that I've done with managers, promoters, matchmakers, we talk about these type of things all the time because, every month or so it seems in boxing, there's a new boogeyman, there's a new guy being ducked and shit like that, So I mean, look, here's the thing. I interviewed promoter Samson Lukowitz a couple times, and he came on the channel, and we were talking about a guy who's actually stepped in to fight, or at least it seems like he's going to fight Edwin de los Santos, Shakur Stevenson, that is. And we asked him about him because he had come off the win knocking out El Rayo Valenzuela. And it had been, what, 7 months? Nothing, no fight did anything at the time that I interviewed him. And, he talked about how, the money's got to be right. That's why it's hard to find him an opponent. And, sometimes you just have to take a good opportunity instead of a big paycheck,
Yep.
And in this situation, yeah, Martin's listening to the wrong people, because Samson told us this, and we asked him, my co-host Dave Duenes asked him, like, how often have you had to say this to guys? And he goes, millions of times, because people get in their ear, man.
Yep.
The wrong people get in their fucking ear. Listen to the people that make money. Okay. Samson has made money in this business. Why do you think he's been in it for so long? Listen to your promoter, listen to your manager. Stop listening to people that don't know shit. All right. And that's really the only thing that I could think of in this situation. And no, he's not scared of Shakur. None of that.
He's
shit,
a warrior.
okay?
He's fearless.
Yes.
Look, he's got a victory in the Golden Gloves over Virgil Ortiz, in which he actually knocked him down in the finals. Yeah. That was at welterweight. So no, he's not. He doesn't fear any smoke. He's a warrior. He is just the recipient of some terrible, terrible advice. I guarantee you it sounded something like this. Oh, man, you're going over to ESPN. You're not going to win that fight. You go to ESPN, you're on a top-ranked card, and you think you're going to get fair treatment? Look what happened to Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, man, Deontay's never been the same since. Man, you want to let that happen to you on a top-ranked card? And Bob Arum's racist.
Yeah, we've heard that a lot too.
I guarantee you it sounded, man, look at all the shit, man, that Terrence Crawford's been saying lately, man. And you want that for yourself? You think they're going to give you a fair shake? You think the judges on a top-ranked card, you think they're going to score for you? Man, you ain't got no chance.
Fighters will listen to something like that instead of the promoter or manager who's working this deal for them. Say, hey, look, this is an opportunity, Frank, for you to showcase your skills on the worldwide leader of sports network, ESPN. Get in there, get the work done. You're going to get the highest paycheck you've ever gotten in this business. Get in there and do it, man. There should be no reason why you should be listening to people who haven't earned a fucking dime. Unbelievable, man.
Well, look, and also look, let's make no mistake about this, right? Shakur would definitely be favored going into this matchup, going into this fight. Yes. And this would by far be his toughest assignment. But Frank Martin is an excellent fighter. He's one of the elite at 35. He wouldn't embarrass himself, and more than likely he wouldn't get stopped. And you would learn a lot about yourself, a la Canelo versus Floyd Mayweather. He learned about his shortcomings that night. And boy, he made improvements to become a more complete fighter as a result. Did losing to Floyd Mayweather at that level, did that do anything to hinder the Canelo Express?
Nope.
And guess what, guys? If Shakur is recognized as the best fighter in boxing, technically, outside of Terrence Crawford, Canelo, whomever, Naoya Inoue, whomever, he's up there, right? He is by far the hardest to hit statistically. He and Bivol are like neck and neck, in which they're considered statistically the most defensively responsible fighters in boxing. Okay? So it's a very tough assignment, but there's no shame in getting an L on your resume to someone who's that respected. It's like, is there any shame? Is there any shame in losing to Terrence Crawford? Is there any shame in losing to Canelo Alvarez? Is there any shame in losing to Dimitri Bivol?
Nope.
Was there any shame in losing to Floyd Mayweather?
Nope.
Was there any shame in losing to Andre Ward?
Nope.
Is there any shame in losing to Tyson Fury?
Nope.
Alexander Usyk?
Nope.
I could go on and on and on. No, there is no shame, and you're not going to get knocked out, more than likely. So it doesn't make any sense. And look, Heyman was on board. Tom Brown was on board. Errol Spence, his promoter, was on board. And so was Frank Martin. So what the hell happened?
Yeah, something weird. Somebody threw a monkey wrench in the program, man.
Flying the ointment, Urban Advisor.
Yeah, and it would
That's
have
the
been
only plausible
yeah
explanation for any of this.
I personally think it would have been a fantastic matchup. I think Frank Martin by far is the best and most difficult style matchup for Shakur Stevenson. Now, I asked that on Twitter recently, and to my surprise, more people voted that he wasn't. And I actually got someone that said they felt like that Jeremiah Nakatila was a tough
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I couldn't believe that.
Once again, I know better than to make polls. And unlike our Warwick Radio extended family, most fans really don't know what the hell they're looking at, which is why Emmanuel told me this nugget, one of the last nuggets he dropped before he passed, unfortunately. Joseph, trinkets, resumes, and records are for fans, writers, and network executives who really don't quite understand what they're looking at in the ring just yet. And he's right.
Yep.
Why do you think you hear these, terrible debates ad nauseum? Because they don't know what the fuck they're looking at about, man, this guy doesn't have a good record. He blah, 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 blah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and I made that specific in the poll. I said styles, not resume, guys. Okay, because most people will point to Oscar Valdez, who
look, you can poke holes. You can poke holes in anyone's resume. Look how often we hear that Canelo's resume isn't shit, or Gennady Golovkin's resume wasn't shit. Oh, but Floyd Mayweather's resume was padded. You can poke holes in anyone's resume. It's an endless. It's like paper dolls for men. It's mind-numbing horse shit that is just a bunch of nonsense and noise. And that's why we don't engage in that crap on this channel. And yes, Peter Von Arx has the beat. Someone was whispering bullshit in Frank's ear. Guys, it's
major bullshit.
It's bullshit. Unfortunately, it's something as old as boxing itself.
Yep.
Okay.
Frank's going to have to look at his crew, and whoever told him this bullshit, he's got to look at him and say,
he's got to go.
I will say this. Unfortunately, this is going to be a hard lesson for Frank that has, infinite consequences in this business. A fighter enters into this business once again to become a champion and to make money. And Team Batman Boxing, welcome to the program, sir. He says bad management, simple. No, he has great management. He's just not listening to his management, who brokered this deal on his behalf. And he agreed to it. And at the 11th hour, refused to sign.
Man, yeah, that's, I don't know. I feel like what you've heard and what you've told us tonight, Joseph, definitely somebody speaking some major bullshit in his ear, man. Definitely.
Yep. And once again, this horse shit about, he's a falling out with Derek. No, dude, insider my ass, more like inside their ass. Guys, you know what? And this has become an epidemic too. Channels that don't know shit about this business never will. Yeah. Fans, stay away from that shit. Once again, we only feature gentlemen on this channel. You only hear guys who are in this business for a reason. We don't deal in nonsense and noise. Hold on. Jesus says, yep, Joe, even though they fed bullshit to Frank, Frank still should have signed. Once again, I hate to say this. I don't like casting aspersions on these brave, gallant warriors that we love to see prove their mettle and are willing to walk through fire for ribbons. But guys, you will never, a prize fighter will never be mistaken for a Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the money, when it comes to the business of boxing, very few of them actually understand it. This is why we came up with this channel, Warwick Radio, as an homage to one of the great minds of this business, the late, great Don Warwick Chargan, Hall of Fame matchmaker and promoter. He taught me everything I know about this business. And I'm relaying all of this to you guys. And unfortunately, yeah, I'm battling. And this is why I call out ignorant fucking idiots on YouTube, because they deserve it, they need it, and you guys deserve better. Instead, we've got dickheads like Fanon or Fannin or however you, Blue Blood Boxing, idiots like that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Idiots like Malachi, idiots like low ring IQ. Oh, geez, it's all trash. It's all nonsense and noise. It's nonsense, guys.
Yeah.
And that's why I came up with this channel with my friends who have been in this business for decades, James Gogi, Ronnie Shields, and I'm just happy to say Rick Glazier has become a permanent fixture here every week, as well as G Funky, and as well as my man, JR Bell from the Boxing Source.
Yeah.
Guys, so stay away from trash like that, because they don't know anything about this business. Okay, it's just a bunch of nonsense and noise. That's all they espouse, and they lie like like you guys deserve better. Fans of boxing deserve better.
The ones that want to listen, yeah, they do.
Well, yeah, you are right. Like, even, and it's funny. I'm telling people the truth about Terrence, and well, he still has a lot to learn about this business, even though he's currently the hottest fighter in boxing. You can't take anything away from his work in the ring. He is the very best, and he's a generational talent. You could plop him in any era, and he would excel in any era of boxing, just like B-Hop before him, just like Floyd, just like Manny, just like Duran, just like Tommy Hearns, just like Sugar Ray Leonard. He is of that ilk. You could plop him in any era of boxing, and he would do well. But outside of the ring, in terms of business, oh, geez, man. Yeah,
bad business on Crawford. Hell of a fighter.
and once again, my only bias on this channel, as well as yours, G Funky, is anything that is terrible for the health of the sport, we're wholeheartedly against it. Anything that is great for the sport and the health of the sport, we're going to praise, and we're going to hold it at a very high regard, and we're going to tell everyone this is great for boxing. Okay? But the two biggest issues in boxing currently, well, three, I should say. The crooks, the shysters, the used car salesmen who don't know shit about this business and create disgruntled fighters, as well as the urban advisors, who may have the fighter's best interests at heart, but really don't know what the hell they're talking about. Both cause the same amount of harm to a fighter's career and this business as a whole. So what's going to happen to Frank Martin, guys? And here's the terrible part. If a fighter doesn't understand his realistic market value and is getting terrible advice from idiots whispering bullshit in his ear, right? Unfortunately, when you turn down assignments like this, a chance to fight for the WBC title and a career high payday, guess what? You may not get this ever again. Now, once again, what happened to Mikey Garcia when he wanted the lion's share in facing Yuri Orcus Gamboa when he was at top rank? Oh, I'm the champion. Why aren't I getting most money? You know what? This is bullshit. I'm not taking this fight. He pissed off Ken Hirschman and Bob Arum so bad and embarrassed the both of them that they put his ass on ice.
Yeah.
And he was a bigger ticket seller than Frank. And he was already a proven champion, 2-division world champion. And they put his ass on ice. Junior, I don't know what the hell you're thinking of, but you're such a pain in the ass to work with that we're going to put you on the shelf. Sue me if you don't like it. Well, that's what he did, and it took 3 years to get out of his contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Frank Martin, he's never won a title. He couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night. Guys, you piss off Al Heyman, this is what you get. He's going to be put on ice just like Vanya Smartarosian. I can almost guarantee it. You remember what he did when he was outspoken against Al Heyman?
Yes.
He was put on the shelf forever.
And this is unfortunate for Martin because he's right there. He's right at that age where he's, this is he was set up perfectly, Joe. What is he, 28, 29 right now? He's getting ready to fight for a world title, getting a career high payday. Oh, let somebody talk him out of it. And you're right. I mean, the guy fought at the Cosmopolitan in his last fight, and I don't even think that place was sold out.
No. Once again, here, listen to this. Peter Von Arx, thank you. Welcome to the show, sir. Once again, he said Bud took the Gamboa fight when Mikey didn't want it. Yes, sir. And that's how he made his bones in this business. Before he became a pain in the ass, he became a big star. He became a headliner on HBO and ESPN for this reason. He did not turn down fights.
Yep.
He did not, once again, when it was presented to him, when he was only campaigning at 35, he was on the undercard that was going to feature, I think it was on the undercard of Mike Alvarado versus Brandon Rios, the rematch, right? And Bradis Prescott, HBO wanted to feature the guy who knocked out Amir Khan in 1 round, in 1 minute. Hell, they wanted to feature him. And his Eastern European opponent, whose name eludes me now, he fell off the card. He got injured with 2 weeks notice, 2 weeks before the fight. And so since Terrence Crawford was a top-ranked guy, he was just signed from Top Rank, and he was going to be featured on the undercard anyway, already training, already in shape. They offered it to him, even though he was campaigning at 35. He goes, wait a minute. I'm fighting one of the biggest punchers at 140, guy who just nailed Amir Khan in 1 round, and you want me to jump up to 140. Where do I sign? That's the way it's done, Frank. That's the way it's done, Frank. And that's how, like you asked Bruce Trampler at Top Rank, who are his 2 favorite fighters to work with over the last 20, 30 years? And he goes, oh, that's easy. Bud Crawford and Miguel Cotto, for the same reason. They never turned down assignments. The only time Crawford turned down an assignment was when it was COVID. And, well, being the germaphobe that he is, he didn't want to fight. One, he didn't want to fight in front of nobody, right? He liked having a crowd. Who doesn't? That's one of the allures of prize fighting. They feel like rock stars for a night. And then 2, he's a germaphobe. He didn't want to be around people at that time. And you can't blame him. No one knew anything about COVID back then, right?
Yeah.
I'm still kind of like that, man.
Me too. I got kids, and I don't want to get them sick, So, I understand them.
So that's the only time Terrence Crawford turned down an assignment, okay? While his tenure, while working with Top Rank. And he made his bones in this business that way. So did Miguel Cotto. Once again, one of his opponents fell off the co-main event of Klitschko versus Sam Peters. This was in Atlantic City. And they said, oh, gosh, you know what? We've got this kid from Colombia who's willing to fight you, but he's got hands of stone. And his name is Ricardo Torres. He's undefeated. Good chin. One of the hardest punches in the division. Miguel Cotto said, line him up. There's a chance to be on HBO under Klitschko and Peter in the co-main event. Where do I sign? This is back when Miguel Cotto still had hair.
Yeah, and Cotto, he won that fight, but was badly hurt in that fight. He was badly hurt. So it was a tough fight.
God, just thinking of that fight, man, it still gets me excited. In fact, when this show's finished, I'm gonna go watch that. And once again, you look at the scalps on Cotto's resume. This is how he became a big star. He turned down nobody. He didn't turn down any assignments. Let me rattle this off to you, brother. And this is when he was first trying to make a name for himself on HBO, right? Lobmore and Dew. Kelson, this is all consecutive, right? Lobmore and Dew, Kelson Pinto, Randall Bailey, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley, Muhammad Abdullayev, former gold medal winner.
Yeah.
Ricardo Torres, right? Paulie Malignaggi, Carlos Quintana, Octay Urcal, Zab Judah, Shane Mosley, Alfonso Gomez, Antonio Margarito. That's how he made his bones in this business. Frank, when you're not a ticket seller, the only way to earn your bones and make any money and increase your market value is to be stuck in tough matchups. You have no choice. Now, Ryan Garcia, he's going to be protected like an FBI informant. Right?
Yeah.
And why is that? Why is he getting different treatment?
Yeah, because we saw the type of numbers he can do when he's got the right dance partner. People love to see him. They pay to see him, more importantly. All right. So yeah, that's why.
Yep. And guys, we'll save this for an article. I'm gonna give Lee the scoop on when Ryan Garcia is going to be entering the ring next, right? And look, I'm very happy to announce our latest contributor to FightSaga.com, our beloved sponsor in Lee Cleveland. What a brilliant guy he is, and he's done a masterful job with the site. And we're trying to resurrect FightSaga.com from the dead. Our latest contributor, I'm happy to announce, and please give him a big applause, right? Big round of applause on behalf of Warweek Radio and FightSaga.com. The boss, G Funky Boxing.
Appreciate that, man. Thanks. So I'll take the opportunity. All right.
Oh, brother, we love it, man. And once again, we love your brain. We love the work you're already doing on your channel as well as this one, and we can't wait to see it in red form on FightSaga.com. So, guys, look for his first article coming out tomorrow. Okay. And I can't wait. And a lot of it will be about what we're talking about now.
Yes,
right?
Yes, indeed. A lot of stuff, man. But no, that Ryan Garcia versus Campa fight, that's not happening, Khalid, in the chat. I've gotten word from behind the scenes that that's not happening.
Yeah, guys, 0%. And once again, they have an opponent. We know the date. Read about it tomorrow in FightSaga.com. Thank you very much. And as soon as we have it in readable form, as soon as we break the news on Fight Saga, we'll talk about it on the show. But once again, Dan Raphael has reported bogus news.
You don't know what you're talking about, G Funky? I was there. I was sucking Oscar's cock and
Big Dan Raphael. Woo! Hey, say hi to the cooks at Golden Corral for me.
Holy shit.
You know what? Every Sunday morning, I just buy the Sunday paper, the old USA Today, my old periodical, and I spend a good 4 or 5 hours just reading the paper and filling myself up.
Oh, shit.
So, guys, we know, though, that it is not Pedro Campa.
No.
No, it's not.
Even though Campa's a good fighter, no.
Very good fighter.
It's not happening.
Yep. Yeah. He's coming off of 2 losses. DAZN not interested. Okay? So, Dan, got it wrong again, buddy. Now, he does have an opponent, but they want to be the first to announce it. But they do have an opponent, and they do have a date. We'll announce the date, and we'll also announce who's going to be featured in the co-main event. Dun, dun, dun. Look for it tomorrow, guys. And so, anyway, moving on. Guys, I mentioned Teddy Atlas before because this has gotten out of hand for some strange reason. And this kind of comes with the territory, right? When you become a superstar, a rock star that transcends, crosses over to the mainstream, you get a lot of disgruntled. You get a lot of, you just get a lot of naysayers. You get a lot of detractors, and people love to hate you. But you can't keep their names out of your mouth for some reason. And why? Well, because it always generates clicks, right? And that's the case with ProBox this morning. Once again, the worst mistake they ever made. When you already had someone disgruntled in Paulie Malignaggi, now you hire someone even more disgruntled like Teddy Atlas. So who did they beat up on this morning besides our beloved boxing? Well, it's Tyson Fury. You know, Tyson Fury should do the right thing and relinquish his belt. Do it because you know the corrupt WBC, they're not going to strip him. He should do the right thing. If he's going to fight these, I don't even want to call it a fight. I'll call it an event because that's all it is. It's not a real fight. And he should do the right thing. If he's going to fight guys like this, he should relinquish the title. And Paulie chimes in, right? Hey, you know, that'll never happen. You know, the WBC, if they're not going to strip Charlo, well, you know damn well they're not going to strip a real moneymaker like Tyson Fury. You know, once again, with those crazy bug eyes, right? So, gee, are they on to something? Does Tyson Fury deserve to be stripped? Should he do the right thing and relinquish for the integrity of the sport? Should he relinquish that title?
No. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the WBC order Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz to have a fight to become, well, the mandatory for that belt that Tyson Fury has?
So what you're saying is not Tyson's Fury. You mean it's not Tyson Fury's fault that they didn't fight?
No. These guys could have had a fight, and one of them could be like, hey, I'm the number one guy. I'm the mandatory. Yeah, you can't strip the guy. He doesn't have a mandatory. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I mean, do a little research. And, I mean, again, shame on these guys for not knowing that. I'm seeing a lot of people that are saying these things. Strip them. Like, guys, again, who's this fucking mandatory?
Yep. And once again, Tyson Fury, he's an embarrassment to the sport. Look at the logjam we have in the heavyweight division. That's why we're not seeing the fights, the big fights. It's all Tyson Fury's fault.
Oh, my God.
Okay, let's go through the timeline, guys. Tried to make Anthony Joshua fight happen at Derek Chisora. And, yeah, I think it was bullshit that he made that terrible, terrible deadline for him. But once again, guy coming off of, 2 losses?
Yeah.
They never really wanted that fight anyway, right? Let's just face it. Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. Well, Anthony Joshua might have, but Eddie Hearn didn't want that fight for him. Let's just face it, guys. And and from what I was told from my dear friend Sugar, the amount of demands that came back after they sent him the contract, it was absurd. It was almost like a bill on the hill, right? It was almost like a bill with all the fucking red ink that was through it, right?
Hey, a bill is a bill.
Yeah. It was almost like they saw so much pork in it and just took a red marker and according to,
Wow.
Both Sugar and George Warren, right? And so they just, you know what, fuck this guy. He doesn't want to fight. So they tried to make the Usyk fight. Once again, Usyk thinking that there was gold at the end of that Saudi Arabian rainbow. Well, we just found out that there isn't. And he thinking that he was playing chess, right? Financial chess. He looked at that mere $13 or $15 million. That was more than likely what he was going to make from the 70-30 split, right, with Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to fight you further on down the road, and I'm going to outsmart myself and sign a deal with the Prince and Skills Challenge, which turned up to be a crock of shit once again. So that's Tyson Fury's fault, right?
No,
okay.
It's not.
then he moves on, and he's almost ready to make a deal with Zhilei Zhang.
Yes, indeed.
What happened?
Well, according to the Big Bang's manager, Terry Lane, who I had on my channel not that long ago, I specifically asked him, what happened with that deal? You guys were at the goal line. What happened? Well, simple. You know, everybody at Queensberry was on board. Frank Warren on board, and then boom, last minute, here comes Joe Joyce. I want my belt back. Didn't want to take any step aside money. Wanted that Intercontinental title or whatever it is.
TV title.
Yeah, he wanted the television title back. All right, shout out to Arn Anderson,
SmackDown title
champion.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Oh, you mean that wasn't Ricky the Dragon? No, Ricky the Dragon had the Intercontinental in the WWE. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wanted his SmackDown Championship belt back.
Mm-hmm.
And so he turned down over $1 million to step aside and allow Tyson Fury to fight the Big Bang, Zhilei Zhang.
Yep.
And so how is that Tyson Fury's fault once again?
It's not.
Okay, then last option, they go, hey, well, Andy Ruiz, he's not interested in fighting Deontay Wilder. He priced himself out. Let's give him a call. What happens? He demands $17 million. Ain't going to happen.
Oh, man.
You're lucky to be getting $3 million. Yeah. And so he priced himself out of that too. And once again, how is that Tyson Fury's fault?
It's not.
And guys, now you know. And so his last option, his last big money option, well, hell, looks like I'm fighting Francis Ngannou. And there it is. That's how it happened, guys. And so now you understand why Mauricio Suleiman, as well as the rest of the voting panel at WBC, why they are not stripping Tyson Fury. And once again, poor WBC, they vote, okay, well, since the Andy Ruiz, we'll drop him down to number 5, and we'll make Anthony Joshua the number 2 contender because he's more than likely going to fight Deontay Wilder, right?
No.
Wrong. Wrong. And once again, when you invest, and once again, when you dangle that kind of, and Ronnie Shields, boy, he laid it out for you guys, and this is going to result in an article as well. All right. Tomorrow on FightSaga.com. All right. Ronnie said, you know what? It's going to be impossible to make that fight now. Because when you give a number to a fighter, all they want to hear is more. Or that number, they will not take less.
Yep.
Guys, that's why inflated purses are so detrimental to the health of the sport. Because once a fighter grows accustomed to making that kind of coin, or once he expects that kind of coin, he's not going to take anything less. Guys, it's like someone who's used to dating supermodels, right? Like Tom Brady. Do you ever think he's going to shack up with just a cute woman? Wonderful personality, cute girl. But after being married and dating supermodels exclusively and actresses, can you see him actually shacking up with a pretty girl, but not gorgeous?
No.
That's the mentality of a prize fighter when you feed him inflated purses. Look at Danny Garcia. Look at his response to Terrence Crawford. What did he say?
Well, I got real estate, man. I'm rich, you know. And
I'm good. I don't need to fight you. I'm rich. I've invested in real estate. I'm good. I've got so many businesses now. I don't even have to box. Keith Thurman.
Oh, my gosh. That guy is just out.
Semi-retired fighter. And once again, why? Product of inflated purses.
Yep.
These $2-3 million offers, that's beneath him.
Yeah, right. That's
and once again, any of these assholes who think that the Eastern European fighters are different. Oh, they're different. They care about legacy. They care about the integrity of the sport. Really? As soon as they get a taste of that long green, Dimitri Bivol, Alexander Usyk, what happens? They are no better than the American fighters that they consistently criticize.
Oh, yes. And Bivol, oh, my God. Like, did you hear what he said recently? Oh, my goodness.
That fighting Canelo, beating Canelo was the worst thing that ever happened to him. No. Thinking that you're worth more than you were after beating Canelo is the worst thing that could have happened to your career. Not beating Canelo, thinking that you became this huge star and you deserve. Now, once again, what was his response to Bob Arum when they tried to make Arthur Beterbiev happen?
Oh, it was not serious offer.
Okay. What happened when Eddie Hearn tried to make the Callum Smith fight?
It was not serious offer.
What happened when Golden Boy contacted him to try and make a Jaime Munguia fight?
That was not serious offer either.
Oh, dude, that was good. No, it's not serious offer. And once again, I spoke with Vadim Kornilov personally. He said the same thing. Oh, they weren't serious. Canelo? Oh, no, he wasn't. He was never serious about making the rematch. We just wasted our time because it wasn't a serious offer. Why would he offer us the same offer that he did last time? Because he's the moneymaker.
Exactly.
He's the ticket seller. You idiot.
Oh,
No, we deserved at least 50%. And we weren't asking for anything more than that.
Oh my God. That
Delusions of grandeur, guys. Once again, what determines, Terrence Crawford, what determines your worth in this business? Huh? Ticket sales, pay-per-view sales, ratings. That's it. That's it. If you can't sell tickets, you can't get people to tune in without a more attractive A-side, guess what? Tough luck, buddy. You ain't worth shit.
Yeah, and then he's talking about, if Charlo beats Canelo, I'll go down to 168 to fight Charlo. I'm like, oh boy, this guy. I don't know what happened to him, man. That money really went to his head.
Once again,
Holy
it
shit.
sure did. Delusions of grandeur. Same thing with Usyk. Same thing with Usyk. Now he thinks he's a big earner, top earner. Well,
right. And how much did he make against Daniel Dubois, Joe?
$6 million.
You could have had, who knows, maybe 20 million after everything's said and done with Fury.
Look, I will say this. Tyson Fury, he doesn't sweat this shit. According to someone very close to him, who I'm very dear friends with, and has a big event facing Subriel Matias on November 4th, right? His fighter, Ergashev. Good, best of luck to him. He's going to need it. But I will say this. If anyone can come up with the right strategy for Ergashev to become champion and pull off what would be considered an upset by most, it's going to be Sugar. I have the utmost confidence and faith, and he still remains, even to this day, even after, getting on the streak with Tyson Fury, 4-0 with 4 knockouts, right? People still aren't believers in Sugar. Well, something tells me he's going to do it again. And it's time that he starts getting the respect that he deserves as one of the elite trainers of boxing. Yes, that's my brother, Javen Sugar Hill Stewart.
Yes,
and once
indeed.
again, just looking at the style, the footwork, the hand speed, southpaw, the gas tank. I think Ergashev has a legitimate shot, and I'm really looking forward to this fight. But he's got his work cut out for him, man, because Subriel Matias, that guy's a fucking beast. But going back to Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury has so many big money options, and only one of them includes boxing.
Right. For those of you that don't know, he's got a reality show on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy's a rock star over there, man.
Look, and just for that, he made a lot more money than Usyk made for his last fight.
Right.
Yeah. Guys, and they're talking about season 2, right? Because it becomes such a big hit in the UK. And also, he's been receiving movie offers from major studios in America and in the UK and all throughout Europe. Guys, I fear that Tyson Fury is not going to be long, is not going to be a participant for long within our beloved boxing. So, guys, enjoy it while it's here. Enjoy Tyson Fury while he's here. Don't take him for granted because he's one of the best heavyweights on the planet. And you know what? Even if he fights in an exhibition, or not an exhibition technically, it's going to be a real fight that's going to count on their records. But it's going to be a non-title bout, is what I'm being told. But look, enjoy it, guys, while he's here. because he realistically only has about probably 2 or 3 more fights left in him.
He doesn't
Because-
need. He really doesn't need this shit anymore. To be
No.
quite honest with you, what he's
No.
doing and what he's getting into, and it was funny is after they had the press conference last week, and he mentioned that he kind of hinted at some things that he's probably going to start doing. Yeah, of course the trolls want to laugh. Oh, this guy he ain't gonna do shit. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Look, and Anthony has the beat here. Welcome to the show, Anthony. We love you on the show, man.
Yes, sir.
And don't forget, just to do 3 matches a year with WWE, he was offered $25 million.
Whew,
Yeah.
And he needs Usyk, right? Usyk's calling some shots, fine, because he's got the belts.
Oh, he's the shot caller now with that imaginary money from Saudi Arabia.
Right. He could fucking take those belts and stick them up his ass. It don't matter.
Yeah,
Fury's
you know
got
what,
a lot of
Usyk?
options.
Once again, Usyk, what you should do instead of calling him greedy belly, you should be kissing his ass right now, sending him a nice birthday cake or something, right?
Yep. You should be doing something because, you fucked that up. You and your team really fucked that up.
Once again, we should have already seen the first fight April 29th earlier this year. But he didn't like, $13-15 million. That's not a serious offer. Kiss my ass. Kiss my motherfucking ass, Alexander Usyk, and you entitled bitches from Eastern Europe. Yep. Oh, yeah, we care about legacy. We care about the things that American fighters don't care about anymore. Really?
Bullshit.
Really? Kiss my ass and sell that shit to someone else. Because we're not buying it. Horse shit. Okay, once again, Jesus M. I thought Fury said he was born to fight. Yeah, and guess what? He's the baddest dude on the planet. Arguably, you could say Alexander Usyk. Now, anything that we said about Usyk regarding the business, make no mistake about it, guys. He has a legitimate claim for being the best fighter on the planet. And make no mistake about this, Tyson Fury, that's not an easy fight for him, dude. Alexander Usyk, that guy, once again, you could plop him in, just like Terrence Crawford, you could plop him in any era, and cruiserweight or heavyweight, and he would do exceptionally well, guys. This guy, and once again, what makes him such a dangerous assignment, how often have we seen a heavyweight with this skill set?
Not often. Not often. But the funny thing is, the guy who the fans are saying is terrified of him, Tyson Fury, is just as skilled and bigger. So, yeah, you can miss me with that bullshit, man.
Yeah. Make no mistake about it, though, guys. In the ring, we love us some Alexander Usyk. And, guys, we're telling you like it is. And once again, I have to give this disclaimer because fans are so stupid. Not you guys, but fans, when they hear me talk about, oh, man, he's just a Fury dick rider, man. You heard him. He said Sugar Hill Stewart, man. That was his buddy. Okay, well, that has nothing to do with this. Guys, we call it like we see it on this show. And we always disclose why we come to these conclusions. And more often than not, it has everything to do with our knowledge of the business. And this is why we're telling you all of this, because the business, unfortunately, determines everything. Everything. Yes. What a fighter's market value is, why certain matchups don't get made, why certain matchups make more sense than others. It's all business, guys. And once again, regardless of what Fury said, whether or not he was born to fight, look, guys, there are only 2 reasons why people get in this business. Didn't Samson tell you that as well?
Yes, he did.
And what was the first reason?
Money. The money's got to be right.
He said, look, he goes, I remember this, and this is what Don used to say also. He used to regurgitate the same thing. Joseph, there's only 2 reasons why you get in this business. And the first reason is to make money. The second reason is to make more money. So this horse shit about, I'm a warrior, I'm born to fight, that's just for the fans, dude. That's just for the fans. Everyone is in this to make money. And once again, you're delusional if you think otherwise, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep.
No, here it is. Here it is. Now, this is a very important question. This is from our brother, Anthony Manzano. And I'll let you answer this first, G Funky. Joe and G Funky, what promoter do you blame the most for these inflated purses? Bob, Al, or Eddie?
Ooh, man.
Well,
I'd say currently you got to go with
no, not currently. What started this trend in
What
2015?
Oh yeah, Al Heyman, definitely.
Yep. And the only way Eddie Hearn, the reason why he started doing it, it's the only way you can compete in the American market, because they pretty much have a monopoly on all the best talent. So we're going to use the strategy of overpaying these entitled bitches just to get them over to DAZN and Matchroom Sport.
Yeah, and it hasn't worked out because
look. You have to understand the market and the talent. Why the hell would you pay a non-ticket seller like Danny Jacobs $10 million per fight? Why the hell would you pay a guy like Mikey Garcia $8 million to face
Jesse Vargas
or Jesse Vargas? Yeah.
Yes.
2 non-ticket selling bitches. Why would you pay Chavez $8 million to fight Danny Jacobs?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Why would you pay a non-ticket seller like Demetrius Andrade $3 million to fight nobody ever? Why would you pay Devin Haney to fight someone for $3 million during COVID?
Right. And now look, he's going to overpay him again to fight Regis Prograis, a guy who had the entire arena tarped off except for maybe 2,000 seats in his last fight. Holy sheep shit.
I was told that combined purse is approaching $8 million.
That's
why, guys, that's why it's going to be on DAZN pay-per-view.
Yep. Oh my God, that is going to fail horribly.
I'll find out tomorrow, guys, whether or not Ryan Garcia's comeback is going to be on DAZN pay-per-view or regular DAZN. From what I've been told, there's a very good possibility it's going to be on regular subscriber DAZN. Ryan Garcia, a proven financial attraction, big money maker, huge fan base, and we're getting Haney and Prograis on pay-per-view. Kiss my motherfucking ass. Holy shit. Guys, in my opinion, piracy as well as inflated purses are the 2 biggest problems in boxing, and urban advisors are a very close third. Right?
Yes, sir, man. That's awful, man. That is awful. But Eddie Hearn, oh man, I don't know, and I have to agree with Bob Arum.
But who started this really unhealthy trend of paying out inflated purses? It was Al Heyman with that Waddell and Reed money, and he did this to attract talent. Well, if it works for Al Heyman, certainly it should work for a bloke like myself. No, it didn't. Oh, dude, the gravy train's come to a screeching halt, guys. And look, the problem you're seeing right now with Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz pricing themselves out, Alexander Usyk, you're going to see the same problem with Devin Haney in 2024. I don't see how he'll be able, he's going to have a really hard time. Well, when this dog with fleas really flops on pay-per-view, I don't see how he's going to be able to continue asking for the kind of coin that he's been demanding, right?
Oh, yeah.
I just don't see it.
Yep, it's going to be a tough sell, guys. Trust me. And those tickets ain't going to be cheap. I know that for a fact, guys. In San Francisco, everything is fucking expensive. Trust me, guys.
Well, except for the needles that they pass out to users.
Oh, shit.
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry,
boy.
Guys. My apologies. Don't want to get political on this show. But yes, Team Batman Boxing has the beat. Yeah, Danny Garcia sounded so corny. He's done. Should just call it a day. He pretty much has, dude. Like Keith Thurman. Yeah, you know, honestly, who cares? Who gives a shit? And in my opinion, boxing needs a complete overhaul in the business of it. You remember that scab season in the NFL? What happened when the players went on strike?
Oh, wow. That was when? Early 80s, I think, when they had that
Oh,
strike?
shit. I'm asking the wrong person. How old were you? 2?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, well, those of us who were old enough to remember it, well, what did they do? They hired scabs. The quarterback for the Cowboys was Sweeney? Yeah. Not Troy Aikman, not Gary Hogaboom, not Danny White, Sweeney. Not Pallure, Sweeney. Mm-hmm. And you know what? That's what boxing needs to do with all of these entitled bitches who are demanding way too much money and causing everything to be shown on pay-per-view. Now, keep in mind, guys, we're gonna see a pay-per-view. I think it's being pushed now to December. Benavidez versus Andrade in early December. Oh, no, wait a minute. I think it may be the final week in November. Or maybe, well, I know that they're doing the Subriel Matias card on the 4th, so there's a chance maybe it'll be on November 11th, the week following that event. And that's Benavidez Andrade. Guys, there's only one reason why that's on pay-per-view. Because both men are asking for way too much money. A lot more than they deserve. And a lot more than their market value currently commands, right? Demands. And you're seeing the same thing with Haney versus Prograis, a fight that should be on regular subscriber to Zone, but they have no choice but to attach it. So that basically guarantees that no one's going to watch it live unless they pirate it, unless they illegally stream it, unless they steal it.
Embezzle it, Joe.
Yeah, unless they embezzle it. Okay, so guys, there's no reason why those two fights should be on pay-per-view. Guys, that's a huge problem in boxing. That's what inflated purses, that's what it does to our business. And look at the heavyweight division, and you can't blame that on Tyson Fury. Yes, Tyson Fury asks for an awful lot of money, but guess what? He sells tickets. Can you say that about Alexander Usyk?
No.
Can you say that about Andy Ruiz?
Nope.
Can you say that about Deontay Wilder?
Hell no.
The only two big ticket sellers in the heavyweight division currently are Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something, brother. How much do you think a promoter, if this went to a purse bid somehow, how much do you think people would be willing to pay? A promoter would be willing to pay, a network would be willing to pay to see Tyson Fury tangle with Anthony Joshua?
Oh, man. Yeah. They'd be paying a lot of money.
Yep. And I guarantee you, Skills Challenge, the Saudis, oh, they would love that matchup. Mm-hmm. In contrast, how much do you think they'd be willing to pay any promoter, any network, to see Alexander Usyk versus Deontay Wilder?
Not a lot. I mean, look, he just made what, $6 million fighting Dubois. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, guys, look, make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it, guys. That should put everything in perspective, right? That should put everything in perspective in the heavyweight division. Guys, Tyson Fury's not the cancer of the heavyweight division. Paying out inflated purses is. And look, we told you guys months ago that the Skills Challenge, Saudi Arabia, it was going to prove to be a huge detriment to the health of our beloved boxing. And guess what? It has. Because it was, once again, empty promises, a bogus financial carrot dangled in front of these fighters. And now, because you've promised them, Eddie Hearn, $40 million a piece for this fight in Saudi, guess what? It's dead in the water. It's done. You're not going to be able to put that together. Do you think Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, you think they're going to go for $15 million a piece now?
No.
No, they're not going to. Guys, it's done. It's dead. You can't put that in Vegas. You can't put it at Wembley. neither man's going to agree to that little amount once you've dangled that 40 million rock in front of their face. That's it. Did we miss anything tonight?
I mean, no, we talked a little bit about the big pay-per-view in San Francisco a little bit, you know, but
The big pay-per-view. Woo! Oh shit.
But let's talk a little bit real quickly before we close this up. Joe, you and I did a show together on my channel earlier this year, right? At the time, right, again, these things happen at least once a month, maybe every other month in boxing with fans, but the boogeyman, all right, boy, everybody has seemed to just jump ship with that guy, right? I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, man, David Haney's gonna make easy work of this guy. I mean, I thought Regis was the boogeyman. What happened, man?
Guys, there is no boogeyman. There is no such thing. Look, guys. If you're not a big ticket seller like Frank Martin isn't right now, and you're considered by most to be too much risk for the reward if you can't sell tickets, and that was the case with Regis Prograis, right? That's the case with Frank Martin. He's a very skilled fighter, and unfortunately, I guess $1 million isn't enough for him. So, yeah, he's going to have a hard time getting fights, getting meaningful fights from this point forward. Look at the problem Shakur's having right now. Is he the boogeyman?
Yeah, supposedly, yeah. All of a sudden, he is. Again, this happens every other month. There's a new boogeyman. That's
Oh,
born,
Jesus!
You know?
And what about Janabek Ali Manala?
Oh yeah, he's another one, right? Who else is out there? I don't know.
No, what
Demetrius Andrade, right?
Now watch. This is what hold on. Let me pull it up real quick so I can murder his name too, right? What did Chris Eubank say when he was asked from a journalist who doesn't know shit about boxing? Hey, are you interested in fighting the winner of Janabek versus Vincenzo Gualtieri? And Chris Eubank goes, well, I've never heard of either one of them, so I guarantee you no mainstream fans have. So the answer is no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the answer is no. Guys, yeah, everyone who can't sell tickets who has some kind of skill or holds a strap is a boogeyman, right? Look, I guarantee you this. If he could sell tickets like Canelo or like Anthony Joshua or like Tyson Fury, everyone would be waiting in line for the chance to lose to these guys, the boogeymen. Guys, no, these guys are warriors. No one fears anyone in this business. If they've been in this sport long enough, chances are they've already fought him as an amateur or they've sparred with him. No one fears anyone in this fucking business, guys.
No.
That's the biggest misnomer among fans. And if there's a healthy paycheck, attached to anybody, oh, hey, where do I sign? Hell yes. Bring it. Bring it. Even fighters at the club level aren't afraid of anyone. And they don't think they never sign a contract entering a fight thinking they're going to lose. Even guys at the club level.
Yep.
They're like, oh, you know what? I think this promoter picked on the wrong guy. Man, where do I sign? Man, this is going to be a fun weekend, man. I get to spend it in Vegas, get to be on TV, and I'm going to pull off the upset. And does it ever happen?
No, not like.
Well, the last time it happened was against Robisi Ramirez in his pro debut.
Yeah.
And do you think that guy thought he was going to lose when he entered that fight?
No.
That's why he won. Guys, these gentlemen are fearless. They're warriors, and that's why we love boxing. But, oh boy, sometimes, yeah. So once again, there are no boogeymen in this business. There's guys who can't sell tickets. That's it. That's it.
Boy, that's it right there.
So I went on this huge diatribe, and I could have just said that.
Yep, and every month there's a new one, guys. Trust me, every month there's a new one. And look, I was at John Beck's last fight. Good fighter, man. Good power. But yeah, is he something that guys should be like shaking in their boots? Fuck no. Okay.
All right, G Funky, got a question for you, brother. Since you brought this up, Jeremiah
Mhm.
Mayweather, welcome to the show, sir. G Funky Joseph, do y'all think Regis versus Devin is a good matchup? I'll let you answer that first, my friend. And something tells me
Your fucking shine box.
something tells me I won't have to say shit after this. Go ahead, G. Hold on, let me plant the tee in the grass and put the ball on it. Go ahead, swing away, brother.
Hell no. That fight is gonna stink up the joint, man.
Yeah.
Look, Devin Haney, look, he knows the only reason why this fight is even happening is because Regis looked like 5'7" pile of dog shit in his last fight. Okay, so yeah, Haney's gonna stay on the outside. He's gonna try to make Regis come forward. Yeah, he's not gonna engage at all, guys. He's gonna make the fight very, very boring. And look, we saw Regis has problems to stop guys from moving, cutting off the ring. If he doesn't do something about it, yeah, he's going to have some trouble. But it's going to be a boring fight, just like his last fight with Maria.
Here, listen to this, brother. Listen to this. This is hilarious. My brother, Sam, thank you for sticking around. My friend Joe, this not telling ticket excuse is getting old and tiresome. Would you rather believe that these guys are afraid? Because to me, that is really fucking old and tiresome. And you've got to be, now, once again, no offense to you. I'm not directing this to you either, because I know you know better, or you wouldn't be a participant on this show. And I'm happy to say that I always feature your comments because you are very insightful and we love you on this show. So thank you for always being a part of it. So I'm not directing this to you. But if you genuinely believe that these fighters are fearful and are afraid to step in the ring with another man, sir, gentlemen, you don't know shit about boxing or this business.
Joe, if we were to put a poll in the chat right now and ask everybody there, are you afraid to fight someone? They'll say, oh, fuck no. I ain't afraid of any man. But the guys that actually do it for a living, they're scared.
Yeah. Okay. So once again, dude, that is old. Honestly, fans thinking that, oh, this guy's ducking this guy. Oh, this guy's afraid to fight. No, that is fucking old, guys. You know, and that is a special kind of stupid. Honestly.
Yep. How many times?
We're actually trying to educate you guys on how this business is run, right? And the truth. We're peeling back the curtain and exposing the old guy turning the levers that claims to be the Wizard of Oz. That's what we're doing on this show. And if you want to hear tales, Paul Bunyan and Blue the Ox, if you want to hear that shit, go listen to the Boxing Voice then. Because that's what you're going to get over there. Go listen to Fannin. Go listen to Ring IQ. Right? Go listen to anybody else. Go listen to that fucknut that you used to be on the radio with. Well, I don't even remember. I don't even know his name. And go listen to those guys. Right? Go listen to those guys.
It's it's a fan-driven thing, man. Is what it is. And again, guys, I just put a video about this on my channel, so go check it out after we're done here. And I mean, how many times, Joe, has this happened? We hear the narratives, right? This guy's ducking this guy, right?
Oh, Jesus.
And then what happens? Eventually the fight gets made. I mean, what happened to all the fear? You know, like let's just talk about one that happened this year. I mean, for years we heard that Lomachenko was ducking and was scared to death of Devin Haney. And that's why he gave up his belt.
Yeah, and what happened when they fought? What happened when they fought?
When they fought, according to a lot of people,
robbery, corruption, robbery.
Right.
Yeah, come on, guys. And it's horse shit, guys. Enough of this already, man. And if you don't want to hear the truth, and if you don't like what we tell you, it doesn't make it any less true.
Yep.
Sometimes truth hurts, guys.
Yes.
It's not that they are afraid; their competitive nature is not showing. What? Guys, once again, in the immortal words of Don Warwick Chargan, my mentor, my greatest mentor in this business, Joseph, there's only two reasons why anyone gets in this racket called boxing. And the first reason is to make money. The second reason is to make more money. And if you can't understand that, then I really don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Here, listen to this. This is funny. Chief Hunky, don't tell my uncle, but Castillo beat him.
That's funny.
No disrespect to Uncle Floyd. Okay. Yeah. Look, guys, I'll say this. I can't stand the trends that Floyd Mayweather started and that the influence financially that he's had on this generation of fighters. It's been terribly detrimental to the health of the sport. But I will say this, in the ring, ooh,
fantastic.
It's gonna be a long time before you see another Floyd Mayweather, right? Terrence Crawford is one of those guys, but he's not Floyd Mayweather.
Yep. And the whole protecting the O and trying to get the max amount of money in every fight, guys, it has reached the club level. Trust me.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
I've heard it here in my city from fighters that I know. They're turning down fights. Oh my gosh.
It's become an epidemic, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But inside the ring, oh man, I love me some Floyd Mayweather. Woo! Boy, he was so good. Without a doubt, the greatest defensive fighter we will ever see in our lifetime. Gifted with some of the best reflexes, maybe ever in our beloved boxing. He was, you couldn't hit him with a handful of rice.
Yep.
That's how good he was. And you know what? He doesn't get nearly enough respect in terms of what a dog he was in the gym, what a dog he was in the ring. He doesn't get enough respect. And just like how Tyson Fury doesn't get the kind of respect he deserves, Floyd, oof. Yeah, he was arguably the greatest of all time. You will never hear that though from any of his detractors. But he can make a case for being TBE. Do I think he was? No. But he can make a strong case for it. He was definitely one of the greatest athletes this sport will ever see.
And guys, if you didn't see his career at featherweight, super featherweight, lightweight, much different fighters than what you've seen at super lightweight and welterweight. Much different.
Oof. Yeah. You know what? I'll use the Richard Pryor line. Man, he fought so good and made your dick hard. That was Richard Pryor, the great Richard Pryor, characterizing watching Sugar Ray Robinson in his prime. Woo! Don't fuck with the sugar, man. Sugar Ray Robinson fights so good it made your dick hard.
Richard was something else.
No homo, guys. No homo. Yeah, guys. Oh, Hands of Stone. You just made it, brother. Just as we're about to sign off. Didn't I say I was going to be approaching midnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost midnight my time. So I guess this is about as good a time as any. Once again, guys, the moral of this story. Fighters, if you're listening to this, it's okay to tell the urban advisors that are telling you bullshit. Oh, shit, now I'm losing signal. Can you still hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. Guys, fighters, it's okay to tell the ignorant people around you to shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. I hired Al Heyman, I hired my trainer, and I hired my promoter to give me the best sound financial business advice in this business, right? To get me these great opportunities and to have my best interest in mind and to navigate the path of my career. When I want your input, I'll pay you guys for it. It's okay. You can tell these idiots that. You can tell them to shut the fuck up, that they don't know what they're talking about. And also, the other moral of this story. There are no boogeymen, just people who can't sell tickets. There it is.
Beautiful.
Did I miss anything there? Did I miss anything?
No.
Yeah. Oh, boy. And Team Batman Boxing. Oh, wait a minute. It's 5:48 a.m. there. So you're joining us from across the pond. That's beautiful.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is, man.
Thank you, my friend, for hanging with us. Oh, boy, I'm going to be up all night writing, and I'm sure G Funky is as well, because we have got a 7 a.m. publication, our time, or 5 a.m. publication, G Funky's time, with FightSaga.com. Read all about it in the morning, gentlemen. But any parting shots for our listening audience tonight, sir?
No, just like Joseph said, there are no boogeymen, just fighters that can't sell tickets.
And there it is. Big round of applause for that. Woo! Guys, I love it. Guys, G Funky, it's always a pleasure to share the air with you, my friend. And to our extended War Week Radio family, we love you guys. And this is why we do this for you guys. Bring you gentlemen within the business. You're not going to get their candor or their experience on any other channel. It's right here on War Week Radio, as well as G Funky Boxing, as well as the Boxing Source. Guys, thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to click the like button on your way out. And don't forget to support G Funky. If you haven't already subscribed, please go subscribe to my brother G Funky. And guys, on behalf of everyone who makes this show what it is, Joria James Gogi, Rick Glazier, Ronnie Shields. Boy, that's a nice 1-2-3 punch now, isn't it? Combination.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're so fortunate to be in the presence of greatness with those three gentlemen that are bringing you combined probably 100 years of boxing experience.
Yep.
Not going to get that anywhere else. Guys, on behalf of G Funky, as well as all of the gentlemen that I just named, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. Have a great evening, everybody.
FightSaga.com and Halftime Pizza proudly present War Week Radio chats with ring announcer and commentator Joseph Heron.